So I had a dream. It was actually a nightmare. I had a dream. Actually had an Australian dream. It's Australian Dream Cream. It's for your back and joints, and it works excellent. Please look for it if you have like physical pain. Anyway, I had a dream that I went back to UPS. And for people who just can't wrap their head around this, UPS was an offshoot. I worked there for 7 months. It was FedEx it was always FedEx that I worked for. That's where I worked for like 6 years on and off. And so UPS sucked. I've already talked about that. But I had a dream that I went back and worked there again. And this went on, this whole like saga, like I don't even know where to start. There was one thing I remember, like it's all right. So I was working with this kid, these two guys who were not. They were like different groups of employees. Like they weren't. Nobody liked them basically. So I was working with them, and one kid was like a total stoner. Like he would just be smoking at work. Um, and so, but he would fail at like getting shit done. So the other kid would rail into him, and this is all you can see like the mirror of how, because that's what at FedEx I worked with two guys, but they were both very efficient employees that, despite whatever they decided to do on the job, and so this kid was fucking shit up, and like we had these weird trucks where it was like a pickup truck. So they put me in a different position. They were like, instead of loading trucks, or instead of like loading the driver's trucks, we had to take all the bulk, like all the big stuff, rugs, furniture, or whatever, and we had to put it into these trucks. And sometimes other stuff would come along too. So I'm working with these two guys, and there's like a team of like five other people they have this little like hangout spot, and there's like it's a small room, and there's racks, um, and then there's just a box on the floor where one kid usually sits. Then there was some bitchy girl who was there, and I don't know, it's just like too much to even unpack. So we had to load these pickup trucks, which doesn't make any sense. And on top of that, they had over the bed of the truck, there was like a metal flap. You could fit stuff in. It didn't extend all the way to the end of the bed, so you could fit stuff in. But sometimes you had to open the flap, and it's like, why is there even a flap on this? And I was like, oh yeah, so like stuff doesn't fall out of the truck when they're delivering it. It's just ridiculous, like just absolutely ridiculous. And I took 900 milligrams of Neurontin last night, so that's probably why I had this weird ass fucking dream. So we're loading the trucks, and then one truck is loaded, right? And so I'm at the back of the truck, and the kid who smokes all the time, he was like, "All right, I'm taking this one out, putting it on the trailer." So we had like a like the tow trucks that have like the ramp, and they're huge. They can fit like 10 cars. We had one of those, and we kept loading these trucks onto that. So he's about to take that one off, and I had a package, and I didn't. It was like a big rug or something. I didn't want to like walk back to because we were working out of like dock doors, which doesn't make any sense. There's no trucks lined up at the doors. We have to jump out and then walk to the truck to carry the. I don't. It was ridiculous. Um, so I look in the back of the truck, and there's like 12 apples. And I'm like, dude, there's only apples in here. I can fit this rug. He's like, no, you just put it in the next one. And that's like that was like a pet peeve moment. I was like, what the fuck are you do? This doesn't make any sense at all. So anyway, then the other kid who I was working with was complaining about that guy, and he gets into a truck, and then my old manager Ray, he was there, and he comes out, and he's talking to me, and then he goes over. He's like, there was nothing to do. There was like a lull, and that we didn't have anything to do. But there was still that sense of like, oh no, a manager's gonna rail into me, and he did, and he bothered me about it. He's like, you're not doing anything, and then he goes, no offense, John, but why are you even here? And I was like, I don't know, I need a job, so I came back, and trust me, I'm not going back. I'm never doing that again. But anyway, he climbs up into these trucks I was talking about on the ramp. He climbs up into one of the ones on the top and the back, and it looks like he's gonna drive the thing away, but it's like there's like 5 trucks in front of you, so I don't know. I was standing there baffled, basically. And then he has like a conniption and fucking falls out and then slams his back and his head on the pavement. And his manager comes out, who wasn't. I don't. Well, actually, I do know who his manager was, but because I had to talk to him about stuff once. Um, but it wasn't that guy. It was just like some rant. Like this is his boss. So this guy comes out and he starts booming like, you know, hey Ray, I got this, this, and this in my car. Go take it for your pain. And so Ray gets up and he goes to the guy's car, and then the guy moves the truck. And I don't know, this is all like really mundane and boring, but I just like to document my weird dreams. And I walked down to the ass end of the parking lot with a bunch of people, and then for whatever reason, we were just like, I forget what we were even doing. We were just like looking around the corner or something. Like we didn't hear anything. We just instinctively went to the edge of the building and looked around the corner. I have no fucking idea. And then, so we're walking back, and this kid's behind me. He mumbles something, and I was like, I don't give a fuck. And as we were walking back, like the newbies who were being like shown the facility, when you get like a tour when you get a new job, orientation, I should say. They were all walking by, and they were like young kids with backpacks, and they, which is kind of, you might not get why that's funny, um, but yeah. So they were walking by. So we go back, and we're in like that little hangout spot I was talking about, and this girl's bitching and stuff. The bitchy girl I was talking about, and the other kid's sitting down, and what's happening is people are unloading the freight from trailers, and then we're on the other side of the warehouse, and so they're bringing the stuff over to us so we can load it in these stupid pickup trucks. And I complained. I was like, why are they like? Because they were leaving it like there was a door to the little hangout area which led to the dock. So they were bringing it like halfway there and not actually bringing it to us. And I complained about it. And my manager was back somehow. He railed into me again about complaining about that. And then I was taking stuff out, and I found a huge duffel bag. And for some reason, I just opened it like it was my business. And I found like all these cool like FedEx shirts and stuff. And I was like, oh wow. And my supervisor, who is a complete just like, you've been bullied your whole life. That's why, how small can your dick possibly be? Um, so he's talking to me, and he's like, "Oh, well, what are you doing with?" I was like, "Oh, there's all this cool FedEx stuff in here. I collect FedEx stuff. I have tons and tons of shirts." And he cuts me off, and he's like, "Well, all right, just close it up and put it in the truck." So then he's watching me the entire time because I want to steal them. And I'm like, I'm looking at like where my car is and where the truck is, and I'm thinking like, oh, there's got to be some way I can like maybe I could stuff them in my pocket somehow, and yeah, so I zip the bag up and take it out. It's like heavy. It's like a big, huge duffel bag. So I take it out, and I'm going toward the truck, and he's like following me, and then he like went to talk to somebody else. I opened it up again, and I looked at the bottom, like I was digging through it. I was like, wow, all this stuff is cool. And then there was the Wumpscut shirt that I have, um, the white one with the gold lettering at the gold Wayland Yutani logo, and on the back it says "A hate is mine." Uh, I was like, "Oh my god, I can't believe I found another one of these," because it's a hard shirt to find. I think somebody made it custom. That I didn't ask for it, but they made it, and then I found it on eBay and bought it. It's like, "Oh wow, this is rare," but you can actually contact that guy. I'm not even gonna leave a link or anything. I don't have time for that shit. You can contact that guy and get like custom industrial shirts and stuff. So I find this shirt and I close the bag up again, and then I'm holding it, and my manager comes over, and what's supposed to happen is I put it in the truck. Uh, so I'm standing there, and it's just like awkward kind of standoff. And he's just staring at me, and then eventually I just toss it in, and I'm like, all right. And I don't know what even happened after that. There's too much, dude. There's only 12 apples in here. Like I don't know why I have these dreams, and I have a dream journal that I've kept for a while, and I'm trying to dig it out, but as you can see, there's a lot of fucking stuff in this room. So eventually I'll find it, and maybe I'll upload like some more of these because I've done that before. And I've said that before that I would upload more videos where I'm just talking about like weird dreams that I've had. Um, Remember, all this is just to like document my life. The platform is there; it's available. That we have the technology. So I don't know, because I guarantee you, um, my hard drives are being burned or going somewhere before I die. No, nobody's not. You can watch my channel on YouTube. You don't get my hard drives. That's what for like my family and stuff. There are things I don't want them to see or know about. I don't care about anybody else really. Um, but as far as this goes, these videos are like basically for them. In the future, it's like a time capsule. So, thanks YouTube for being available. Uh, yeah, that's about it. I just want to talk about my weird dream. I could probably drone on for hours and hours about other shit, but we're already at 13 minutes. I'm fucking done. I'm high. I'm going to sleep.